Okay, here's some info for anyone interested in these mega-sized brushless motors. This one's 240 diameter by about 100mm high. It's rated at 45 kilowatts and it weighs only 7.5 kilos. They're quite well made for the price, which I paid about 2200 AU plus postage, etc. I bought two of these motors for my electric hovercraft project, and they worked pretty well for a short time, and then the problems began, and I'll give you a look at that. First of all, first major problem, this is what happened. Somehow the ESC brake was activated and the inertia of the fan just tore the motor apart. So I got onto the manufacturer and they replaced it with a stronger stator. As you can see here, same design but much heavier material, especially around the screw holes there, which are the weak points, which is where it broke. So if you have a look at the original one, it's much thinner. There's only a couple of millimetres of material each side of these screw holes on the original motor, compared to nearly 10 millimetres each side on this one. So I think they need to be making them all this way in the future. Okay, second problem. Here we go. After I had many successful runs, I was pretty happy with the motors until this happened. Okay. Have a look here. Obviously the problem is the magnets have gotten rusty and come unstuck from the casing, and you can see how rusty they are, and you can see how I don't know if it's chrome plating or some type of plating is just rusted away. So as the magnets were obviously bonded to the plating, the rust has got underneath the plating, the magnets have just pulled away from the casing. So luckily I discovered this when the motor was only running at low speed, but if this happened at full power, it'd be a major disaster. The whole thing would just disintegrate. So if anyone like me has got grand plans of using these motors for their special project, I would recommend that you dismantle the motor and use some sort of high temperature coating, like high temperature epoxy or something similar to that, over the magnets to completely seal them from moisture. Well, this will inevitably happen. It might take a while, but sooner or later you'll have magnets coming loose and potential disaster. The other thing is, if you do order one of these motors, make sure you specify this stronger stator frame, because the standard one's just really grossly inadequate. Just a minor hiccup with your speed control or your setup could crack the frame, and the motor will fall to bits. Okay, and just getting on to the power rating, they're rated at 45 kilowatts, which is the absolute maximum you could expect from these motors. And they're more like 20 kilowatts of continuous power, and that depends on the kV and the voltage that you use in your setup. I was only running them at 10 to 15 kilowatts maximum, and they perform quite well. but I was running them at fairly low RPM and high current, about 280 amps. So if you can run them at higher RPM, that's the go. If you want a lot of power out of them, don't try to load them right down. Even though they're a very torquey motor, you won't get the power output that's quoted unless you can let them spin up to their design speed. Anyway, hope that is helpful, and yeah, let me know if you got any suggestions. Thanks very much.